Hello, this is a video response for Lori, and you asked for some more video responses, so I thought I'd give you one. And you answered a bunch of questions, but one thing kind of struck me, and that is two things actually: favorite movies and favorite phrases that you use all the time. I could go on and on about my favorite movies. I mean, there's so many. In fact, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of videos in the future about my favorite movies, so let's not get into that. A few of my favorite movies that made me cry are 12 Monkeys and Dark City. You were talking about American Beauty, how it makes you cry like every time you see it. Well, those are two movies where the end comes and I just get a lump in my throat every time. Anyway, it's pretty cool. But the phrase thing is funny because I was actually making a list of favorite movie quotations that I'm very tempted to use in everyday conversation. But I don't, of course, because I don't want people to know that I'm completely off my rocker. So I have a little list here. Number 10, this is from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where Pee-wee's gathering everybody to talk about his stolen bicycle. It's sort of a big conference. He says, "Let's begin, shall we? Shall we?" To get everyone's attention. And I'm kind of, tempted to kind of do that every time I'm like gathering a group of people or it's my turn to speak at a meeting at work or something like that. Of course I don't, because that would be disturbing and no one needs that. Number 9 is from Intolerable Cruelty, the George Clooney movie. And as he brings this character, the Klaus, the Baron von Espy, to the stand to testify against Catherine Zeta-Jones, he says to him something asking about who he is and what he does. And his response is, "But of course, I am a baron." And I'm tempted to say that in response to when everyone asks me something kind of obvious. Are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? Blah, blah, blah. I want to say, "But of course, I'm a baron," but I don't. Number 8, from The Empire Strikes Back. Yoda offers Luke Skywalker help in finding that person that he's come to find on Dagobah. "Help you, I can. Yes. And, that's something that I'm tempted to say when it's like someone needs help lifting something or moving something, whatever, "Help you, I can." It pops into my head. These are all things that just pop into my head immediately over the years. Not necessarily because they're good movies, but they just sort of stuck in my brain. It's, crazy thing. That's just me. Number 7 is from Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. This is an old Fred Ward movie from the 80s in which he plays this guy who's trained to be a secret agent by a Korean martial arts expert. And it starts with him basically like waking up in a hospital and he's had plastic surgery on his face and his fingerprints are different. The guy's explaining all this to him. And he says, "Who the hell are you people?" And the guy says to him, "Who we are the people who've got you by the balls, Remo." And this is something I'd kind of like to say if someone asks me, "Who am I? What's my name? Who am I with?" "Who we are the people who've got you by the balls, Remo." But of course, I don't. That would be a little too odd. People wouldn't be able to handle that, They're not on my wavelength. They wouldn't be able to, it's not like you're saying, "Hasta la vista, baby," or "Show me the money," or "I'm gonna make them an offer it kind of feels." Nobody knows who these quotes. I only quote the really obscure stuff. I really don't use the ones that everybody knows because that's just boring. Number 6 is from Virtuosity. Kelly Lynch is in this movie. This is the Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe movie. She finds this guy who helps Russell Crowe or assists him in some way, and he says, and she knows that he's involved somehow in the kidnapping of her little girl. So she walks up to him with a pistol and says, "Where's my daughter?" And the guy says, "I don't know. And what will you do now? Shoot me?" And maybe doesn't sell it quite that much, but when everyone asks me a question that I'm not sure about the answer to, I'm always tempted to kind of say, "I don't know. And what will you do now? Shoot me?" But I don't know. I just don't think people would get the joke. I don't know. Anyway. Number 5 is from Tron. Jeff Bridges is talking with his friends about how he's going to hack into the computer to find his stolen video game programs. This is before they enter computer world. And they're like, why are you doing this? He says, "Because, man, somewhere in one of these memories is the evidence." So when a person asks me a why question, the first thing that I have on the tip of my tongue is, "Because, man, somewhere in one of these memories is the evidence." And that wouldn't make any sense in the context of whatever conversation it is we're having. So I say nothing, or I censor myself. Number 5. Number 4 is from A Clockwork Orange. When Malcolm McDowell meets in the last portion of the movie the guy who he beat up and whose wife he raped, he finds out that the wife died later on, and the guy's all like, the doctors told me it was pneumonia, but I knew what it was. Victim of the modern age. Poor girl. And whenever I'm watching TV and I see some female character get screwed over by a boyfriend or get screwed over by the courts or get chased around by a psycho killer, I'm always like, victim of the modern age, poor girl. Luckily I'm home and I'm usually alone when I'm doing that, so I can say it out loud. Otherwise, there would be problems. Number 3 is from Raiders of the Lost Ark. When someone asks me what I mean to clarify a comment that I made or some sort of something or other, what do you mean? What do you mean, Scott? I'm tempted to say, what I mean is that for nearly 3,000 years, man has been searching for the Lost Ark. Not something to be taken lightly. No one knows its secrets. It's like nothing you've ever gone after before. Somehow I don't think that would go over. Number 2 is from the Mike Myers comedy So I Married an Axe Murderer. Mike Myers, of course, plays multiple roles in most of his movies. And in that movie, he plays the main character, Charlie, and also Charlie's father, who is extremely Scottish. Mike Myers is big on the Scottish, the whole Shrek thing. But his father character is advancing some kind of theory about a certain type of people, a certain type of culture, and Mike Myers, as the main character, kind of listens to him and says, interesting, cuckoo. And that's a favorite response of mine when someone says anything kind of outrageous or just nonsensical. And finally, number 1, my favorite quotation to use that I'm tempted to use in conversation, and it's a good sort of all-purpose answer, is from Labyrinth, when Jennifer Connelly and her Muppet companion encounter a panhandler, and the panhandler kind of goes, "Oh, what have we here?" And they're both like, nothing. And then the panhandler stands up to his full height and pulls off his mask, and it's David Bowie, the Goblin King, and he says, nothing, tra-la-la. And that's a favorite, expression of mine. I mean, it's a great all-purpose answer. It's like, Scott, what have you seen what's in the theater that you haven't seen that looks good? Nothing, tra-la-la. Or, what do you got in the refrigerator that isn't spoiled? Nothing, tra-la-la. And, hey, Scott, what do you got in your savings account? Nothing, tra-la-la. It's perfect. So those are my favorite phrases right there. And I don't really say them, but oh my goodness, if I could get away with it, life would be just too sweet for words. Anyway, so I know you wanted some more video responses, so I hope you like that one. And I hope that despite the fact that I'm a straight guy, I can get on, the video. I mean,